Welcome to the Real Estate Way to Wealth and Freedom podcast with Jacob Ayers, providing actionable content to help you along your journey to financial freedom through real estate investing. As the premier asset class, real estate has helped ordinary people just like you amass fortunes. The benefits of passive income from real estate investing will allow you to live a life you want. And now your host, entrepreneur, real estate investor, and apartment deal syndicator, Jacob Ayers.
Hi, and welcome to the Real Estate Way to Wealth and Freedom podcast, episode 47. You're listening to Friday Fundamentals with your host, Jacob Ayers. I want to give a quick shout out to a 5-star review in iTunes. This 5-star review comes from T-Chan Games, and it says, "Thanks for the shout out over here at Houston. I'm slowly engineering my life to the way I want it. It's taking big changes at the moment, and I'm making it happen. Thanks, Jacob, for the motivation." Thank you all for the great reviews. I'm glad you're getting value out of this show. Now, with listeners from over 25 different countries, I bring to you this week's episode of Friday Fundamentals. This week's Friday Fundamental is your health. Today we're going to be talking about quite possibly the most important thing in this life, your health. Without it, nothing else matters. This is a real estate investing podcast, so I'm not about to step out of my lane and start coaching you on how to lower your cholesterol, what foods you should be eating, and which exercises are best for you. The health I'm referring to today is your mental health. According to the Center for Disease Control and the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health, the workplace is the #1 cause of life stress. But here's the most sobering statistic of all, in my opinion. 110 million people die every year as a direct result of stress. That is 7 people every 2 seconds. All too often, we see that person in the workplace who looks physically ill from the stress of everyday life. You wonder what that person could be going through and how you could help. Sometimes this stress can be disguised in others. While they may seem happy, drive a nice car, and have a beautiful family, they're swimming in debt, living an unfulfilling lifestyle, and forced to do things every day they don't want to. This is no way to live life. It's my mission to help people realize that life doesn't have to be this way. I want to share a quick little story with you. When I was young, I loved chopping firewood. Yeah, I know, it's a bit strange. For those of you who are familiar with chopping firewood, you know it's a labor-intensive process. You have to cut the tree down, then cut the limbs into 18-inch sections. Once the firewood is cut into sections, it then has to be split so that it will dry out and burn better. This drying period is called seasoning. The firewood must be hauled to its final location and stacked in rows called ricks or cords. It's a back-breaking, labor-intensive job, and I love doing it in the hot summer sun. Why? Because I didn't have to cut firewood in the summer. My family didn't need the firewood in the summer. They wouldn't need it for another 5 to 6 months. My point is, people enjoy doing things when they don't have to do them. This goes for anything: chores, work, travel, visiting distant family, etc. Here's an example. Many people like to wash their cars. They take pride in having a clean, polished car. They'll meticulously clean every nook and cranny of their vehicle because they like to do that. It doesn't seem like a chore or work for that person. So where am I getting with all of this? Going back to one's health. Imagine how much less stress one would have at their job if they didn't have to have it. They wouldn't worry about office politics, grueling commutes, long work hours, being underpaid, overworked, and underrecognized. None of that would take a toll on them because at any point, that person could choose not to be there. Imagine being able to visit family whenever you want, traveling on days when airfare is cheaper, taking extended vacations, or an entire season off. What do you think that would do to one's level of stress? How could one have this ability? By owning income-producing real estate. Yes, there it is. Full circle. Real estate investing can impact your mental health positively if you do it correctly. I've always looked at real estate investing as a vehicle. It's a vehicle that will help me get where I want to be, and it can help you get to where you want to be. Real estate investing simply can allow you to live a life you want. So I ask you this. What is it you want in this life? Whatever it is, go and do it. Make a plan, map it out, and let real estate investing be the vehicle that takes you there. That wraps up this week's episode of Friday Fundamentals. I hope you're getting value out of this show. If you've liked what you've heard so far, please go and leave a rating and review on whichever platform you're listening on. It would mean a lot to me. As always, if you have any questions or comments or want to hear something or someone specific on the show, just let me know. Reach out to me. You can contact me at www.jacobayers.com/contact or connect with me on Facebook at The Real Estate Way to Wealth and Freedom. Till next week, signing off, I'm your host, Jacob Ayers.
You've been listening to the Real Estate Way to Wealth and Freedom podcast, providing you actionable content to build your real estate empire. Nothing on this show should be considered specific, personal, or professional advice. Please consult an appropriate tax, legal, real estate, financial, or business professional for personal advice. The opinions of guests are their own. Information is not guaranteed. All investment strategies have a potential for profit or loss. The host is operating on behalf of the Real Estate Way to Wealth and Freedom, LLC, exclusively.